My name is Katie Hawkins, and I have worked at Z Salon for just over 18 years in our guest care department. What's really cool about working here is that I feel like we are learning skills and traits that we can carry into the rest of our lives. So I'm able to have a career in caring for people, and that's something that I've learned over time, that the person that walks in that door, whether it be staff or a guest, I get to care for them, I get to love on them, I get to make them feel seen and valued and appreciated. And understanding that that person might not have had a great day, month, year. You don't know what's going on in other people's lives, but I get the opportunity to build a relationship with our guests and our staff and get to know them and get to know those little nuggets of information about them that allows me to pour into them, and that even if they had a great day, I get to be a cherry on the top. If they've had a bad day, I can hopefully be a little light for them. It's not just a short hi, it's how are you? How can we help you today? And being able to listen and understand people and being an effective communicator in the rest of my life. If I'm on the phone, how much do we hate having to make a phone call to our cell phone company or something like that? But how to effectively communicate a conversation without the mumbo jumbo around it. It's just get to the point and be kind. You know, that's so much of it, that you need to remember to be kind in your words and in your conversation so that you can help build a relationship with somebody. You know, not to say that we're perfect, that we don't mess up, because we do, but that I'm able to also reflect on that and say, oh, we made a mistake, you know, and still care for them and have empathy and put myself in their shoes of, if I was the guest right now, how would I feel? So I get to build on my ability to have empathy. And as a consumer, when I go out into the world and I'm receiving a service, or I'm at a restaurant, it stands out to me really quickly when I have really great service, and I make sure that I let that person know, thank you so much for caring. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm. It means a lot, and I see that and I appreciate that. But on the opposite spectrum, if I see somebody that's gonna be having a bad day, I try to do my best to understand they might have something going on, to encourage them if I can. When you see how you can make someone's day, the number of people that comment on when we just open the door for them, they feel like a queen, like what a greeting. And I got to do that just by opening a door, you know? So when you see people leave feeling beautiful, when they are able to say, this is just what I needed, it kind of fills my cup, that I got to fill their cup, you know, or at least be a part of it, you know? I'm not a service provider. I don't get to do the touchy-feely stuff, to do the hair and do their massage, but I get to do all the other filler stuff that still makes them feel valued and welcomed and loved on. You're always learning about other people and how they learn, how they communicate, what works best for them, and that even just yesterday, I sent a text that made perfect sense to me. It did not make sense to the other person, but it wasn't left there. There was a conversation then around it of how I could have communicated that more clearly. And not in any way a negative way, but just as a learning opportunity. So, and I'm able to take these little pieces and experiences of how to have an effective conversation and spill it into the rest of my life, whether that be my kids who need a lot of communication, or my husband. You know, I'm able to help my husband who at his work, so he works for a Fortune 500 company and he's having a challenge with an employee. I can take little lessons that I've learned at our local salon and help him figure out the way to have an effective conversation at his Fortune 500 company. It doesn't matter what is your business. You're in the business of people. You're gonna have people everywhere you go. So how do we have effective conversations where I leave that person better off than when I started? In my mind, I just see the benefit that it provides me as a person. You know, it's like, I've grown up here. So I don't know that I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for the salon. So it's been really a great positive experience for me.